I didn't realize how Jersey we were as a family until I went to college and brought Steven home for the first time.
Because you see things through someone else's eyes at that
Exactly. Point. This episode has you slipping into falling back onto your Jersey accent so hard.
Good. That's the point. We want to show the roots.
Hire this woman for the New Jersey Tourism Board. Let's get you some influencer work.
Absolutely. Hello, Julie.
Hi, Helen.
I noticed that my hair almost has a mullet vibe right now, which is kind of making me. But I'm not even saying that in a negative way, because I like following Mother Mullet on TikTok, and I actually kind of like her hairstyle, that it's like a modern mullet. It's not like back in the day mullet. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm like, maybe I should have really gone proper mullet.
Feeling it?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like it's looking
throwback.
It's looking better now that it's grown out a little, like a few days.
Yeah, I agree too. But I do still feel now like when it grows out a few days, my bangs are already too long, so I have to trim up my bangs. But that's fine. If my bangs grow fast. I had a person comment, "You have the best fringe." Obviously, she was from Europe, where they say fringe. But you have the best fringe. And that was like after I had just cut it myself. So I think I have good bang skills. Yeah,
good bang skills.
Good bang cutting skills.
I've been cutting Steven's hair, which has been stressful, but it looks really good because it's nice and long. He's got like the lacrosse flow.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You'll be able to see it. You guys are going to be here so soon.
I know. It's going to be funny. Are we going to record that week in person? No, we'll take a week off. Let's take a week off maybe. Yeah. Or we could do a mobile. Maybe we do a mobile test where we do we just have our mobile microphones plugged in. Yeah. And we record.
We could also do it outside.
I love this idea, actually.
Ooh.
That'd be fun. Okay. Maybe we'll do it. We can't promise, but maybe we try.
We'll try. But you guys will be here in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. I got on some shows, so you'll be able to see me perform.
It's so crazy.
Woo. So,
and now the day I get back, I literally sleep, wake up in the morning, and get on a flight. Like, that's crazy. In the morning. I have to be in Maine for a shoot, which is really crazy. That timing is nuts, but it'll be fun. Oh my God, what shows are you going to do? Tell me about the shows.
I got on one show that is the first Saturday you guys get here. It's at like 10 p.m. So I don't know if Dad and Johnny are going to be able to come, or going to want to come to that one. But then also my friends are doing a show and they're going to let me do the opening spot. They were like, if you don't find anything else, but I'm trying to figure it out because I'm like, if I do the 10, anyway, right now, tentatively 2 shows. So they'll be good.
Okay, so the Saturday night and the second one is the following Friday or Wednesday?
Yeah, the following Friday.
So we start and end with some comedy. That'll be fun.
It'll be a good time. And I've been working on my material, although I'm not going to.
Yeah, you're going to have to work some of your things out because of who's attending.
I am going to have to work some of my material out, which is sad because I have a lot of Jonathan material, which is very tight and it's crushing. I have one joke about Dad that I might have to take out, but I kind of want to just do it so I don't feel like I'm hiding the joke from him forever. But I'm like, maybe at a dinner where we're having some wine, I'll explain. But I have some jokes. I have like rough outlines of jokes from our conversation last week that I can share with you.
Oh, that good. Because I didn't do my homework. And I only didn't do it because I'm starting to feel like if I was doing that homework, I would have wanted to turn it more into a motivational speech. So rather than a set, because I'll talk about like my thoughts on that but I want to do the funny first. So let's do your jokes. I'm curious.
They're not. I can't remember what
we talked about. We talked about anxiety.
About things we were nervous to do, but we glad we did them. And these are like very rough. Like yesterday I had an audition and I was like, I'm going to do some free writing to help distract me. So they're not formulated, but I think it's like the start of what could be some good material.
Okay.
So I say, again, super rough, not tight jokes. I say there are a lot of things I was nervous to do, but I'm glad I did them. I'm naturally an introvert with a very specific threshold for tolerating people. I get that from my dad.
Okay.
Sometimes he would come home complaining about work. So one year for Christmas, I got him a book titled How to Deal with People You Can't Stand. That was the crazy. I said that was a crazy thing because I was 7. So my mom had to buy it for me to give to him. So my mom also knows his threshold for dealing with people he can't stand. Yeah. So that's just one little.
I forgot about that book.
I know.
Oh, jeez.
I'm an introvert and sometimes I don't like people. It's truly a miracle I get out of the house. But I'm an anxious introvert with the worst FOMO. I swear that's the only reason it gets me to do anything. That's how the quietest kid in the 7th grade volunteers to salsa dance in front of the entire school. I watched one too many rom-coms and thought, this is my chance to meet my husband. It was a magical moment, but then my partner and I did 2 salsa steps and then he walked off forever. I never raised my hand again. I said my introvertedness and FOMO has created this really cool kick-ass survival system where I befriend extroverts.
Oh, nice.
I think it's because my entire family is extroverted, so naturally I'm really good at being around extroverts, aka I'm quiet and I don't say anything.
Okay, that's good.
My first friend in grade school is an extrovert. My first college friend was an extrovert. I think I latch on to extroverts because I hate small talk. I'm bad at asking questions. And then I just this is where it starts to get rough. Plus my ADHD, half the time I'm either distracted or trying to piece together what someone else is saying because I zoned out while they were talking. Okay, that's all I have so far.
Okay, that's good. You're funny. It's really good.
That's where
See, you have like good potential for, because I feel sometimes I just feel like I'm too normal. Like you're already like funny and your brain does funny things. Like my brain, maybe it's doing funny things, but I speak them out loud. So everybody knows what's happening.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I know. I need to,
those are good.
Thanks.
And they fit into a set where you're already talking about some of those things. So it stays on topic for you because you talk about that, you know, it works.
Yeah, I know.
So you're going to work some of those jokes into another set now, you think?
I think so. I really like this parts about getting Dad the book on how to deal with people you can't stand. I just think that's so funny that I was like 7 years old and I picked up on the fact that he would come home from work complaining. And I'm like, he needs this book. Like,
it is true.
What was I doing? And then I think it'd be funny to like, I don't know, somehow tie it into a callback of like being like, now I need the book, something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, see how you think? You think like a writer. I don't think of it in that same way. How it would all thread together.
Mm-hmm. Got my notebook. I wrote it. Mm. Usually I type things, but yesterday I wrote. That's why it's a little bit more not as organized because I did.
Well done.
Writing is more difficult because at least when I'm typing out my like comedy, then it's easier to like piece it together into like a set. But sometimes writing on the paper helps me get out the ideas. So I got to do a little bit of both.
That's good. Well, let's talk about your audition last night because we should highlight the things that you're doing parallel in your real comedy life. That was big.
Yeah, big night.
Exciting.
Did good.
Yeah.
I was nervous
Explain it.
At first. I auditioned for a thing to do cold opens at a comedy club. Essentially, is like, and that the cold open is like the first set of a show. And I did my set. And what I did was I basically took all the material I've been working on for probably the past like 6 months and turned it into like the tightest 5 minutes and ran that. And I was very stressed. I was very tight at the first 2 minutes. And then at like the second and a half, third minute, I definitely started to loosen up and I felt like more in my rhythm. So
good.
I feel like it's still too recent to fully
assess.
Debrief.
Yeah. Okay, but it sounds like it went well. I was looking at the clock exactly at 11 because I know that you were going on right at 8, so I was like paying attention to the time. I like to be thinking of it in the moment.
Thank God I was the third person to go, so I didn't have to wait.
Were you able to hear the other people?
Yeah, it was just like,
and how was that?
It It was fun. I mean, I knew most of them, so it was fun to just hear everyone's stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm working on. So today I want to talk about some of our classic New Jersey stories because someone gave me an idea. I have this line in my set where I say that I'm from New Jersey, but I look like a corn-fed girl from the Midwest. And that nothing about my aura screams that I grew up in the same cinematic universe as Snooki, which is very accurate to like my style. But then someone came up to me after I did that joke once, and they're like, "I can't believe you're from New Jersey. That's wild. Like, you do not look like you grew up in that environment." I was like, if you want to know, it's even crazier. My whole family's Italian.
Right.
And they were just like, "Oh my God." And like I don't know, they were shook. And I was like, okay, kind of like a light bulb moment of like, I should do more material on that, of like feeling like I'm from New Jersey, but I don't fit into like the stereotype of it, or that I do, but I have all these like funny stories of being from New Jersey. And I can start us off by saying like, I didn't realize how Jersey we were as a family until I went to college and brought Steven home for the first time.
Like, because you see things through someone else's eyes at that point. Exactly.
Yes. So like first was like going to college and like the way I said things, even though I don't have like a Jersey accent, but I remember there's one word that Claire, one of my friends told me that I said very like East Coast.
It wasn't yesterday?
No, because I didn't say it like that.
Yesterday.
Anyway, I'll think of it. But it was just like a little bit of that. And then the bigger one was when Steven came home senior year and for spring break and was really like in the fold of all the Jersey
you were like
things.
Seeing it through his eyes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And I think the biggest one was like when we went to like grandma and grandpa's and he like met I think he already met them, but like the aunts and everything. And the big thing was like, we had the Entenmans and the way grandma said Keurig is like still a word he will say today because he was like, that was so Jersey, and just all the things. And there's still things that come up that make it feel very Jersey. Like we talked about this before, like how we had this suburban SUV and that's what I learned how to drive on. And it's very like Tony Soprano car. Or the other day I showed someone your picture and they're like, "Oh, that's giving Carmela from The Sopranos." And I was like dying.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
But yeah, I was really seeing Jersey through Steven's eyes the first time he came home. And I was like, oh yeah, we are. Whoops.
And see, you're very observant in that you can turn it into a cohesive story about that, because I had the same epiphany when I left for college, when I left New Jersey and I went to school in Connecticut. So I didn't go quite as far and go to the Midwest. However, I couldn't believe when I came home for my first break, I had now accustomed my ear to hearing non-Jersey accents. And I suddenly came home to this, like, who are these people with these crazy, like, coffee, water? You know, I can't even explain what happened. But I just was like, I remember it so clearly, thinking like, my family's so cheesy, Jersey or something. Like, 'cause it would just it was crazy. And I was so sheltered. So for me to like, I saw it I can remember it so vividly, this wake up call of coming home and then going, there's such a bigger world out there. Really, I mean.
And you went two states away.
And I know that's how ridiculously sheltered my childhood was. Think about it though.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So, my God. And I think I didn't even need an outsider to come in and see it. You know, I all saw it myself, like so clearly. And I was like, SMH, you know, smacking my head.
Oh my God. I know. It is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then it became like my eyes opened up and I just went all in. Like I wanted to see more and go more and do in the city, and I needed to change schools immediately. I realized how utterly sheltered I was. And then when I switched to NYU, I mean, that's when I think my whole world opened up and I thought, I have not even been living a real life here. But you know how this transitions to Jersey, me as an adult, is the same thing happened. We moved to the suburbs and I did the life in the suburbs for all those years. And I feel like my life came awake again when we moved into the city. So I've had this transition happen twice, like big changing transitions, and they're in my life. And there was two. And there was that going to college and coming home and then moving to the city and going, oh my God. Because I was trying to make a list of the things I missed from the suburbs in preparation for this episode.
Oh my God.
I was like, what is the things I miss from living in the suburbs and the things I don't miss? And it was hard for me to even think of things I missed because I feel so like disconnected from that now. Mm-hmm. I don't even feel like it was almost like, was that my real life? Did I do that for all that time? But yes, of course I did. We had the dog and we had the yard and we did the things and I did the after school enrichment and I did the PTO and I had dance parties and I ran the Rolling Hill Association. I did all the things, and I did them with gusto. I didn't do them like I'm going through the motions. I loved it. I was in it to win it. I just loved it because I love everything I'm doing always. Like I just go, yeah, this is what we're doing now. I'm loving it. So, but now that I've had the shift to being here and this feels so right, that is just like a distant memory of a time gone by. And I was thinking like, here's the things that I think are very Jersey that I don't miss. Landscapers and the leaf blowers and the constant sound of the humming of the landscapers. I used to hate it so much. I think this goes back to me hating the vacuum cleaner as a child when I was scared of the vacuum cleaner. I think it's triggering when I hear those, I think that's what it is probably because I was trying to figure out why do I hate the sound of the lawnmower so much and the leaf blower. So I think that's it. So that's one thing that's very, very Jersey to me. That I don't miss at all.
That's just a suburbs thing. I don't want to burst your bubble because there's landscapers here.
Oh, true. Suburbs. Okay.
That's okay.
Well,
Sorry.
so I'll give you the second one. The second one is also going to be, you probably have it there, but I miss the mall.
No, the malls are in Jersey. Unmatched.
The malls are Jersey. There's nowhere better. I'm sorry.
That's good.
That's what I
write that down.
I was like, the mall. Write that down.
Malls. The malls.
Write that down. Yeah, the malls.
No, the malls were a very iconic part of, I think, a Jersey upbringing. Mm-hmm. Like that's where we would go on the weekends. That's where we would just like hang out. We'd go to dinner. It was like a big deal. And like Jersey has the best malls.
And the malls got better and better.
Yeah.
They got so good. I think that's probably the biggest thing I miss is the mall. Gosh. I got to go to the Short Hills Mall. I need a fix.
That sounded so Jersey. Short Hills Mall. You just slipped into your Jersey so hard. And you're wearing this jean jacket. You just need the bandana and then you look like Rosie the Riveter.
I know. Where's the bandana? Oh, my God. Oh, did I wear this last week? I feel like you said that before.
No, anyway, you just wore it on a Zoom call. Anyway, Helen's wearing a jean jacket shirt thing, and it just looks like Rosie.
Short sleeve. It does look like shoot, if I thought of it, I would have put the bandana on today.
My other Jersey story is that every birthday for a while, I would ask Grandma for a tray of lasagna.
Oh, that's cute.
Which I think is very Italian. Funny. Which is, yes, Italian Jersey. I don't know.
That's very
But
Italian.
It wasn't like I was asking for a lasagna to have on my birthday. I was literally asking, can you make me a lasagna that I can put in the freezer and then eat on a day of my choosing?
I know. She makes the best lasagna. Still to this day, I can't replicate. I don't know. We got to give her credit where credit is due.
But that was
Woman
the other
makes
thing.
it damn good. You know why? Because it's thin and it's not like this big fat. Like it's like a thin OCD. We'll call it the OCD lasagna because nobody makes us. Nobody makes a lasagna like that. It's so good. Really good.
That was my other story because I just feel like that one is very stereotypical, like a Jersey Italian. And I think the thing is, like, I didn't think we were a very Jersey Italian family until like in the context of New Jersey. Not saying like us, okay, like the five of us. Not saying your childhood was like this, but I feel like our childhood was not very super. Oh, we're like this very Italian Jersey family.
No. Yeah, mine was more so, I think.
Yours was more so. Ours was diluted. But then leaving New Jersey, I feel like then if I tell people about things that happened, like the lasagna thing, or just like that were very Italian, like then people are like, oh, you're super Italian. Because like outside New Jersey, we're like, there's only one level. But inside New Jersey, there's different, I feel like, thresholds of Italian.
For sure. When I was growing up, we would have to go to my grandmother's on Sunday for pasta. You know, it was like Sunday at Grandma Annie's house. We would go. For years, we did that.
To an extent, you guys still did that because every Sunday we sat down for dinner.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't like with extended family. But like every Sunday it was a big dinner. Usually.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we kept somewhat of a tradition in that way. Yeah, that's facts. I'm trying to think of like other very Jersey things. Is like the driving in Jersey is very specific. Mm-hmm. Everything is you don't have left turns on these highway roads. You have to do the jug handle. Do you know that the jug handle was such a big Jersey thing that there used to be comedians making jokes about jug handle turns? Did you know this? Do you know what a jug handle turn is, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, well, I don't know if you knew it was called that. Because it's and I don't know that a lot of people listening would even know what this is. So I will describe what a jug handle is. But whenever you are driving on either a 2-lane, not a major highway, just like a 2-lane road, usually there's not a left turn lane. Usually you have to go right and then make a left to get to a traffic light to cross the road. So it's like, it's shaped like a jug handle, which is kind of interesting. It's like the shape of a jug handle. That's why it's called that. And those are very, very Jersey, if you didn't know. Like I used to get made fun of that when I was in Connecticut. Because there's no jug handles in Connecticut.
You would get made fun of for
that? Jugs don't have handles in Connecticut.
Oh my God. You would get made fun of for knowing what jug handles were in Connecticut?
Well, just that, no, they would say like, oh, driving in New Jersey, you have to make those turns. Like people would just go, I had to go to Jersey. And yeah, they would make fun of it. That and that everything is labeled by an exit. Like what exit are you at? Because the Garden State Parkway or the Turnpike, you have an exit and you live off an exit. And that's how it works. So.
Any other, maybe less identifiers, any other stories where you felt like that were very Jersey?
For me, I'm going to say, and this is not, is this Jersey? This is still just suburban. It's about like the trash. Because when I moved to the city,
the trash.
One of the highest things, the trash, the garbage, the garbage man.
This episode has you slipping into falling back onto your Jersey accent so hard.
That's the point. We want to show the roots. So when we first moved to the city, I couldn't believe the joy I got out of taking the garbage 3 steps to a chute and put it down and never having to drag the cans out anymore and deal with the recycling days and then dealing with Jonathan putting a dead squirrel on top of the trash and almost giving me a heart attack when I lifted up the to put the trash in. For some reason, I was in charge of the garbage. That's another thing. I was always like the one who had to remember to take the barrels out and bring the barrels in. And the trash is such a big pain in the ass in suburban life. And so I don't miss that. That was top on my list for I was trying to think of the top 10 things I love about living in the city. And very high at the top.
Maybe that'll be the next episode.
Let's think. Is there anything else very Jersey?
I have one more thing that I think it's maybe not necessarily Jersey, but maybe like the tri-state area. One thing that I really remember was different when I went to college versus like being home, especially in the Midwest and even California to an extent. But because Jersey, one of my best fun facts is Jersey's the most densely populated state by area. Because of its proximity to like Philadelphia, New York City, and Washington, D.C., that it's like the most densely populated state per like square mile or something. Okay. I think. I'm pretty sure. But because of that, when you're driving, there's always stuff. And what I mean by that is like when you're driving in Michigan somewhere, it's like farms and it's like empty roads and trees.
Right.
Whenever you're driving somewhere in Jersey, there's always like buildings.
Right. You don't go far. You don't go far between buildings. There might be a little area where you're passing through a park or a resident. And then even when you're passing through a park, it's like residential. You'll soon see houses. It's not like, you're not driving very far without seeing anything.
It's very dense. You have to go.
Oh, like that is so enlightening. Even when we're out where we used to live, when you would drive out the farm roads, there was still houses, and then you'd come to a strip mall of stores or something. Like you'd always the strip mall. Oh no, strip malls are everywhere, but that's so Jersey to me. Like strip malls. To me, strip malls, and then we can wrap up. To me, strip malls are very Florida for some reason. Oh, like whenever I think, but I think that's just because like the first time we went to Florida, I feel like we went to a lot of strip malls. I don't know, but that's what I always associate strip malls with. I'm like, this is Florida, but there are a lot of strip malls in LA. It's like a big, because it's like driving. Anyway, I want to end on something a little more positive, which is Jersey, and this is Jersey specific. So, in the state of New Jersey, you can be without driving for hours necessarily. You can be at a beach, you can be on a farm. You could see nature. You could even have little like small town, cool town vibes, mini city. Think about Newark, or there's more city, more not city, but buildings like metropolitan-ish areas. It has everything in my book. Like if you think about a state, you don't have to sacrifice anything. You go there and it's like you can always be at a beach, you can always be in a farm, you can be in the country, you can do a hike, you can be in mountains because you can go up to North Jersey and you just do the Ramapo Mountains and you can hike. So I will say I'm going to
hire this woman for the New Jersey Tourism Board. Let's send it. Let's get you some influencer work.
I could do it because there's so much. And I was just thinking one of the things that I miss, which is on my list of things I miss, of the three things, mall, tree, my other two things, believe it or not, are mall, trees and greenery, and nature, birds' nests, because I miss seeing the leaves change. I feel like in the city here, I have to, and even being between the city and Long Beach Island, we don't see the leaves change, because in Long Beach Island, most of the trees there are not are evergreens, because that's the kind of brush that's down there is more like the evergreen stuff. And the city, there's a few blocks where there's a couple of trees, but I'm not seeing like leaves changing in that deliciously dense way of like driving down a road and the trees are just enveloping the car with the colors. I can't even tell you what it does for me. It's just like, I miss that. So when I drive Jonathan home, I'm just like, oh, the trees. And when he sees the trees, when he's out walking, sends me photos of the fall trees often. He's like a little romantic in a way. He sends me the tree. Mom, look at this tree color. And I love it because he gets my love of that. And that fact that we had a bird's nest outside of our window, like right outside the door. And I could watch every day the birds. And then they came out and they were chirping. I think
that's a little suburbia, but we'll say it's Jersey.
That's suburbia. I know that's suburbia, but the things in Jersey that you have are all the things. Like you can have all the things. You can have the beach.
I'll say,
you can have
I'll end on my positive Jersey thing is I miss the Jersey food. And I know we get that in New York, but I think Jersey, because it is like densely populated, it's a big area, there's a lot of different backgrounds, is like, considering it's like Jersey.
Yeah.
There's good food. Like every restaurant is good. Like it's hard to find a bad restaurant in New Jersey or a bad place to get food. Even like the sandwich shops are good. And it's like,
yes, the sandwich shops.
I think that's like the one thing that I really miss is like you could, and it's maybe why sometimes I'm like, you guys just feel like you can walk into any establishment. Cause like in Jersey, you pretty much can walk into any sandwich place and it's good. Other places you can't do that. So it's just like,
so funny.
Maybe I miss that aspect of like, no matter where you go in Jersey, that you're always going to be able to find like a good sandwich or a good slice of pizza. There's like not a lot of places that are doing it bad. So,
and lastly, the most Jersey thing of all, because you just led me right to it. Like you led a horse to water, the diners.
Oh, the diners.
How did we not talk about Jersey diners?
Talk about that? I don't know.
It's the perfect wrap up because there's nothing better. I have converted a lot of people to diners now that, the people that in the tri-state area that had to shoot in Jersey with me when we were shooting a lot of commercial times in Chatham or out in Whippany. And I would be like, well, let's go to a diner. And they're all like, a diner? Yeah, baby. We're going to a diner.
Malls.
So diners.
And diners.
Malls, diners. Absolutely. And jug handle turns.
Down.
Work it into the jug. You got to do it. I'm telling you, people will relate to that. It's a good jug handle.
We'll see.
Next week, I expect a full set about Jersey. Okay.
Alrighty.
Maybe I'll try and write a mini one of my things
it.
about. I'm going to write what I miss about the suburbs versus the city. I'll kind of focus on that. Okay. All right. Yours truly,
Helen and Julie.
This was a good walk down memory lane. If you enjoyed it, leave us a review or a comment of some sort. We want to hear from the fellow Jerseyites.
The Jersey girls and guys.
What did we miss? What Jersey thing did we miss? Tell us next week and we will share. Actually, we'll share. If people respond, we'll share who sent in what else we missed or anything, confirmation of anything we said. All right. Peace out.